Hello everyone, it's been a while. I'm your host, Caleb Ringer, and welcome back to NSA&E News, your hopefully only source of internet and gaming news. That's right, we're back. I left an early retirement for this, but I just couldn't stand by and watch just complete idiots of the internet take over and just me stand on the sidelines. I just couldn't. So I broke my few years of sobriety, and here we are. So, we're here to talk about Assassin's Creed. Now, if you've seen in the recent news, Assassin's Creed Shadows has just gotten a announcement trailer, and with that comes a lot of controversy. From whom? You guessed it, the gamers. That's right, the ones who like to disguise themselves as gamers, but aren't really. And what do I say? Aren't they? That they aren't really? Well, I mean, they flat out aren't. We find every time a game comes out with any sort of potential diverse figure, this happens every single time. Yeah, if we break down another NSA new episode to one of these, we'll be making one at least once a week because it just keeps happening. So it's about time that I step in and say what has to be said, okay? Assassin's Creed Shadows is just like any other Assassin's Creed as far as I'm concerned. The issue stems from the fact that Assassin's Creed Shadows is using a black character in a Japanese setting. Now, you may be wondering, is this Assassin's Creed the historically accurate, 100% factual assassin simulator that I've grown to know and love? You'd be guessing the exact same, and yes, they are using a black figure in a Japanese setting. Is that historically accurate? Yes. Yes, it is actually. Yasuke, I hope I said that right, is the character being used for Assassin's Creed Shadows. Now, and just so I'm not just here talking on my ass all episode, here's some information on Yasuke. Yasuke arrived in Japan at the service of the Italian Jesuit? I don't know how to say that word. Alessandro Villagnano. Yeah. And at some point he wanted an audience with Oda Nobunaga, who is a powerful man in Japan. And essentially what happened was, Oda Nobunaga was like, hey, I want to see a black man. He met him. Did not believe that black people existed. Now, again, this is straight off of Wikipedia. He thought that maybe he was just covered in ink before the meeting, so they literally had him stripped down, washed him and everything, and once he was convinced that he was actually a black man, he took a great liking to essentially who would become Yasuke, and he gave him the name Yasuke. He didn't have a name prior to that. He pretty much said, well, I want him, and took him under his wing and taught him everything that he knew. And this is how Yasuke was described. A black bozu from the Christian country has arrived. He appears to be 26 or 7 years old. The blackness of his body is like that of a bull, and he is healthy and has a fine physique. Moreover, the strength of more than 10 men. The Padres came with him and thanked Lord Nobunaga for his permission to proselytize. Yeah, that's something like that, and made him a retainer at his side. Now, if you don't know, a retainer back then was essentially somebody who would a lot of the time be a samurai or of service to a samurai. There's a lot of different things to it, but essentially he was known to the samurai world. And Yasuke has also had a lot of different pop culture appearances. He had an anime which was very poorly received due to a lot of the inclusions of a lot of fictional things in the story, but Yasuke being the samurai or something close to it has always been pretty known in pop culture, but somehow as soon as he becomes one of the main protagonists of Assassin's Creed Shadows, it's become a problem. As far as I and many others are concerned, Assassin's Creed has always been known to taking real historical figures and, changing things up to kind of suit the Assassin's Creed story and lore. The same people that I see complaining about this, I did not see complaining about Leonardo da Vinci, creating assassin's weapons for Ezio back in, I believe, 2 or Brotherhood. But now the issue seems to stem from the fact that they believe that Yasuke being the main character of Assassin's Creed Shadow is somehow historically inaccurate. In a series that has been known to take historical figures and moments and turn them on their heel and make them work for the Assassin's Creed name. Somehow this is where we draw the line in terms of what is okay and what is not. My friends, I've come to the conclusion that these people are f***ing racist. What? You say I can't say I can't say the F word, I can't say anything, but these people are racist, okay? I'm gonna say it how I want to say it. These people are racist, whether they like to acknowledge it or not. Playing as Yasuke as a samurai in Assassin's Creed sounds like a dream. It sounds amazing, it sounds like a fun time, and I think that people need to get the off their high horse and realize that being against this doesn't make any sense. It's a video game. Assassin's Creed has always been known to do things like this. Why are we now drawing the line? It'd been one thing had you drawn the line before with other things, but now that we're drawing the line here, it's a bit sus. I'm beginning to question people's motives when they discuss things like this. Assassin's Creed Shadows is not like any other Assassin's Creed. Granted, it seems to follow the same RPG elements as Origins and Odyssey and Valhalla, which if you don't like those Assassin's Creeds, all power to you and not wanting to play them because you don't want to play an RPG related to Assassin's Creed. However, to be able to sit there and say that this game isn't historically accurate because it has Yasuke in it is complete buffoonery, okay? We can't just sit here and think, wow, black man in Japanese culture. This doesn't sound like something that would happen. It can't be real. It's real, it happened, and until we stop with these really weird accusations, I'm gonna be on top of the case. Now, granted, Ubisoft has gone and done a lot of things in the past with the series of Assassin's Creed, okay? The name of Assassin's Creed doesn't really ring as true and dear as it did, you know, long before in the PS3 and Xbox 360 era, and the Xbox 360 era, but guaranteed you've at least heard of it. You've at least potentially maybe have played one of these games and have seen why there's so much of a love and care to it. But even as someone who no longer plays the series, surely you understand why Yasuke being one of the protagonists of Assassin's Creed Shadows makes sense. It's not really obscure for Ubisoft to use him in a story for Assassin's Creed, and with games like the Ghost of Tsushima and Rise of Ronin out, it's really good that Ubisoft is finding a way to really differentiate themselves in that sense with making an Assassin's Creed game in Japan. Using Yasuke as the main character is a pretty smart move on their part, and it makes me really intrigued to see the story play out. But of course, people are really upset because they feel that this does not fit, or even if the fact that it does fit, they still feel like it should have been a Japanese main character. Now, we do have another Japanese character, another, I believe, protagonist, which is the female, but I'm not really hearing much about her at all. I'm just hearing people talking about Yasuke and how he just doesn't fit in, but it's like the proof is in the pudding, you dickheads. He really did exist, and he was a real person, and Ubisoft kind of making him a full-out samurai doesn't raise any red alarms or anything. This is a pretty usual thing for them to do. So anybody really being upset about this is either an idiot or might actually be racist. Alright, y'all, that is the end of this video. Let me know what you think down in the comments below of Assassin's Creed Shadows. Are you excited for the game? Do you think it's wrong? Do you think people are being racist about it, or do you think that people are right to be as angry as they are, even though they're not? Let me know in the comments down below. Hit subscribe if you're new around here, and if you were excited for more NSAND news. I'm your host, Caleb Ringer, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye. Bye. Can we shut the camera off? I still see the red light blinking. What the fuck?